The Mediterranean basin has been the cradle of global civilization since the first settlements established in 9000 BC in Jericho. The Mediterranean Sea is known in English and Hispanic English as the sea that mediates the territory and has been dubbed by many names: our Sea of Romans, the White Sea of Turks, the Great Sea of Jews, and the Mediterranean for Germans. And there is a highly questionable possibility that the ancient Egyptians called it the Great Green. Our sea played a key role in the communication between peoples around it, prevent clashes between people with different interests and from different parts of the basin. There is no parallel to the world basin. The world map illustrates the unique location of the Mediterranean in the world, which is large enough for all of us, but at the same time in its unique form, islands, bays, and harassment, creates a means to connect the peoples who live around it. It looks as if it is a closed sea, but it provides the main transport routes between east and west. The Mediterranean is a symbol of creativity, of the search for the meanings of life and wisdom, of people's love and of nature. CC has always been an environment where distinguished people have made remarkable contributions to history's evolution in philosophy, art, music, literature, science, and technology. Exquisite civilizations spread throughout the sea basin, from east to west, from north to south, from Mesopotamia to Egypt, from Anatolia and Trojan to Macedonia, from Greek city walls to Phoenician civilization, from Carthage to Rome, from Baghdad to Andalusia, from Byzantine to the Ottoman Empire. One cannot imagine the history of the world without Egyptian, Hellenic, Roman, and Ottoman civilizations. Since its inception in 300 BC, the ancient library of Alexandria in Egypt has been one of the largest and the most important libraries in the ancient world. The first intellectual developments arose in the Eastern Mediterranean, focusing mainly on philosophy. People around the Mediterranean had limitless opportunities to meet different cultures and learn about the world, which from the Hellenic period led to the emergence of philosophers and scientists who made significant contributions to intellectual development. From ancient times to the Middle Ages and the periods of Renaissance, the Mediterranean basin played a key role in philosophy, art, and science. After the 18th century, however, when long-range maritime navigation became possible and new trade routes developed, the Mediterranean region began to lose significance and other parts of Europe and North America gained influence. Thus, there has been a shift from south to north and east to west in the evolution of modern philosophy, art, science, and technology. Mediterranean, a water surface confined to the three continents of the Old World, Africa, Asia, and Europe, with an area of 2.5 million square kilometers. There are an ancient human civilization around which the world has lived by centuries, during which it has remained the most important waterways, passing through the most important routes of international trade as well as its considerable strategic value. The sea consists of two main basins separated by a rocky chain known as the Sicilian-Tunisian threshold or bump, with a water depth not exceeding 400 meters, as opposed to the average depth of 4,000 meters in the eastern and the western basins. This threshold is 140 kilometers long, with Ponds Head in Sicily and a message in Tunisia. The western basin connects the Atlantic Ocean through the Strait of Gibraltar, which separates Africa from Europe and nears in the areas of the Moroccan city of Tangier until the distance between the Moroccan and Spanish coasts is barely 14 kilometers, with a depth of between 100 and 1,500 meters. The western basin opens north on the Tyrrhenian Sea, which is confined between the Balkans, the Corsica Islands and Sardinia, and the volcanic mountain range with a depth of water of over 3,700 meters is erected in this area, while the water is less deep west toward the Spanish Balearic Islands within 2,800 meters. The eastern basin extends from the Tunisian threshold west to the Shams shores east, and can be divided into two basins, the western of which is the Ionian Basin, related to the Ionian Sea adjacent to the Balkans, the second being the Shami Basin. The eastern basin is characterized by a rocky chain from Calabria in southern Italy to the island of Cyprus, 1,900 kilometers long and 200 kilometers wide, ending south with a steep plain pouring into the Nile River. The basin's water depth ranges from 3,000 to 5,000 meters. The sea accounts for 1% of the world's total water surface area, extends east and north because of the Adriatic slope between Italy and the Balkans. It also extends northeast through the Bosphorus and the Dardanelles Straits to the Black Sea frontier, which is calculated by geologists as part and extensions of the Mediterranean basin. Geophysically, the median is characterized by its steep downhill from beaches to deep water, with water depth levels varying considerably between coasts and nearby areas, and geologists interpret the phenomenon by the fact that most of the sea's coasts are mountainous. The Mediterranean has been of great strategic importance since the dawn of history, and its straits, Gibraltar, Bosphorus, and the Dardanelles, have been the subject of conflict between nations and nations seeking to dominate the world. They have been vital corridors for armies and migrations across the world, explaining the enormous ethnic, linguistic, religious, cultural, and civilizational diversity of the Mediterranean basin, making historians and sociologists the world center. The Mediterranean countries attract more than 200 million visitors annually. At the strategic level, all major powers are seeking to acquire a foothold in the Mediterranean, whether by establishing a military base, a space surveillance center, or a spy listening center. The Mediterranean basin is one of the world's most environmentally diverse regions. The Mediterranean climate is the world's mildest and most suitable for commercial and productive activities, given its moderate heat, balanced seasons, and moderate rainfall rates. However, the Mediterranean is at risk of contamination. A study completed in 2015 indicates that it contains more than 250 billion pieces of plastic from waves and sea currents, and some deep down, which poses a real threat to the marine environment due to the severity of plastic contamination of nature and its long periods of 400 to 1,000 years. The average also suffers from pollution resulting from the passage of oil carriers. These large vessels empty more than 200,000 tons of burners on the Median shores each year. One secret behind the Lepo Mediterranean was called Siram. The Mediterranean word of Latin medius means the middle, and Tira means the earth, or his white name, because of his breath, shows his light water.